Full disclosure, I have never played a Doom game before now, but I've always had a fascination with the series and was looking forward to trying this offering. So hopefully I can give you some fresh perspective coming from a newcomer to this long-running franchise. As the story begins, your character, who is only referred to as the Doom Marine, breaks free of his restraints and finds himself in the midst of a demonic invasion on the planet Mars. After gearing up, he receives a message from a mysterious Dr. Hayden and reluctantly accepts his help.
I'm the head of this facility. I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
He then ventures off to prevent an insane cult from opening the gates of hell. The story is goofy fun, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's actually quite intelligent and well thought out, filled with shady characters dealing with overwhelming powers that they just don't understand. As the player, you have the option to dig deep into the narrative, or just ignore it and get on with the demon slaying. Doom Guy's motivation is pretty simple. He's a big badass with lots of guns, and he's going to kill him some demons. Yet despite being a silent protagonist, he's actually pretty expressive and relatable. Show, don't tell. The game is divided up into levels, and they're all basically the same thing. You traverse through a relatively linear path, coming across pockets of demons. You defeat wave after wave, each getting harder than the last. Also, you will have to search for the occasional key to unlock a new area for you to progress in. What makes this first-person shooter different from other current offerings is that there's no duck button, no run button, and no staying still and having your health auto-regenerate. Nope, none of that. In this game, you run automatically when you move. That is key, because if you stay in one place for too long, you will get swarmed, and shortly after, they will pick up what's left of you with a spatula. If you want to survive, you need to get on your bike and ride. While strafing around the enemies, you can switch out on the fly between your weapons, as certain ones are best against certain enemy types. You start things off with a pistol with unlimited ammo. Along the way, you can find more powerful death dealers, like shotguns, laser cannons, Gatling guns, and of course, the legendary BFG 9000. While running through stages, you will need to find ammo packs in order to keep your supply full, armor that will provide extra shielding, and power-ups that will give you an extra boost for a limited time. In addition, you can also pick up this nifty chainsaw, which you can use for those up-close and personal moments.
Jesus Christ!
Speaking of up-close and personal, the big feature of this game are the glory kills. When you deal enough damage to a demon, he will start to stagger and flash. This is an indicator to run up and do a brutal melee takedown. By accomplishing this, health items and additional items will drop out of the enemies. You will need these health items to stay alive, as these beasts do heavy damage when they make contact. You might think these glory kills would slow down the game, but surprisingly it doesn't. It's implemented very well, and becomes a crucial part of the gameplay. Again, the levels are pretty linear, but there are divergent paths that you can take, which can lead to more upgrades and extra hidden secrets. By performing well in combat, you will improve your combat rating, which will unlock weapon upgrade points that you can use to power up your weaponry. Also, you can find these combat support drones that will allow you to add modifications to your gun. When you find the bodies of dead soldiers, you can obtain special tokens that you can use to improve your Praetor suit, along with these Argent cells that will increase your maximum health, ammo, and suit capacity. The Codex menu allows you to manage your upgrades, view your maps, and review all the information on the stages you've played and the characters that you've encountered, tutorials, artifacts, and so on. As you would imagine, this game is pretty difficult. Now, I am a newbie here, but I am not afraid to admit that I got my ass kicked a lot. While it did become frustrating at times, it never became rage quit worthy. It is a game that's just fun enough to keep me coming back for more punishment. And after finally wiping out hordes of baddies, who I have been dying to over and over again, I have to admit, it was always immensely satisfying. Nailed it! The graphics are rich, colorful, and deep, with great attention to detail, on both the landscapes and the enemy designs. The environments are all well done, from the red sands of Mars, the blood-soaked building interiors, and the hellish demonic regions. The enemy beasts are gruesome and excellently rendered, and for you Doom fans, you may recognize some familiar faces. Despite this, however, I still feel the need to mention this one thing. The imagery in this game will not be for everyone's tastes, and to some it may be very disturbing. So if there's any parents out there, you may want to give some extra thought before purchasing this game for your young ones. While the first-person campaign is the main course of this game, there is also multiplayer. Now again, speaking from my own personal experience, I can say that I did not have any issues with connections or frame rates. There are multiple contests that you can compete in with other players around the world, such as Team Deathmatch and Soul Harvest. During battles, you can pick up item upgrades and use teleporters as you run around willy-nilly blasting your opponents. You can also make many customizations to your arsenal and look to your character. Another extra feature is snapmap, which will allow players to create map levels with their own structure, enemy layout, etc., and you can share with other players. It's Super Mario Maker, Doom style, so there's plenty here for those of you who crave the multiplayer flair. As a person who entered the world of Doom for the very first time without any preconceived notions, I can say with all honesty that this is a really, really good game. It is challenging, fast-paced action, with a single-player campaign mission that can last upwards to more than 10 hours. While the gameplay can get repetitive, it never became boring, at least to me anyway. If you are used to the more modern first-person shooter games, this may not be up your alley, because it is very old school. But if you're okay with this approach to the genre, then I say check it out. It is worth the price of admission, and a hell of a good time. Well, that's another review from the Brotherhood of Gaming. Make sure to follow us on social media, check out those links for other cool videos, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all our shenanigans. Until then, I'm Eugene Morris, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, funny thing, the people down the street thought that this couldn't open up their car door. Yeah, well, that being said, dude, it's time for us to do the Doom review now, so...
Bye, everybody!